Thank you very much, Chaturvedi ji, for those very kind words. Um, Honorable Sudhanshu Pandey ji, Secretary Food, Shri Atul Chaturvedi ji, Shri Jain, Shri Mehta ji, and all the delegates who are attending this very important conference. I'm very honored to be part of this conference and addressing this very important topic. And many good things have been said about groundnut, so I won't repeat those positives. I would just like to share with you what the government is doing, what steps we have taken recently, and where we aim to take this production further. So as all of you know, though we are sufficient in food grains and our third advance estimates are very, very bright, we are going to produce around 305.43 million tons of food grains. For the oil seeds, though the production has gone up, and the third advance estimates are also to the above 36 million tons for oil seeds. In fact, the efforts of the government from 2014-15 have yielded good results, and the oilseed production has increased from 27.51 million tons to 36.51 million tons in 2021 as per the third advance estimates. There has been a renewed focus on oilseeds in the past 2-3 years, and the trend in area production and productivity is encouraging, but of course it needs acceleration at this point. As all of you know, groundnut is a very important oilseed crop, and India accounts for about 25% of the global area and contributes to 19% of the world groundnut production. And in India itself, it covers 19% of the total area under oilseeds and contributes to 26% of the production. The production of groundnut itself has increased from 8.03 million tons in the last 5 years to 10.12 million tons in 2021, which is an increase of 26%. And the area under cultivation too has increased from 4.88 million hectare to 6.6 million hectare, which is an increase of 23%. And the average yield of the last 5 years is 1646 kg per hectare, which is higher than mustard and soya bean. And as a result of the higher productivity and oil recovery, the groundnut contributes more to oil production than soya bean. And we continue to focus on groundnut because it is cultivated during all the 3 seasons. Kharif, the majority is being in the Kharif season, about 82% of the areas under the Kharif season. And we also cultivate in the rice fallow areas in the Rabi season. The average Rabi productivity of groundnut is 2081 kilogram per hectare, which is about 32% higher than that of Kharif. So we want to focus more on the Rabi because there is more productivity and we can use the fallow lands for increasing the area, which we call horizontal expansion. Of course, groundnut is cultivated mostly in Gujarat, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh. And Gujarat alone produces 47% of the total production. But other promising states are Karnataka, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Telangana. And Tamil Nadu attained the highest productivity of groundnut, which was 3742 kg per hectare during the Rabi season. So that was a very encouraging sign we saw in Tamil Nadu. And other states with good yield results are Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat. So there is a lot of scope to improve further in the yield. So now coming to what the ministry has done recently, very recently, we have drawn up an ambitious plan for the groundnut expansion and also productivity enhancement. A mention was made of the seed quality. Yes, we agree that the seed quality has to improve a lot. And for that specifically, the government has given a special focus. And now we are focusing only on the high yielding varieties of seeds to come in the seed chain. And eventually the seed replacement rate has to improve. So in this Kharif season, we have distributed 74,000 mini kits for groundnut. And in fact, the Minister for Agriculture, Mr. Narendra Singh Tomar ji, had an interaction with these farmers when we distributed the seeds. And the signs were very encouraging. They understood the necessity of the seeds to come on their fields and how it should be propagated to the other farmers as well. And they understood the importance of that the new varieties should be propagated further. So it was a very good interaction which the minister had with the mini kit beneficiaries. So as I mentioned, we have an ambitious plan to increase the targets from the current level to around 6.30 million hectare in 25-26, and the production to increase to 14.15 million tons in 25-26, and the productivity to around 2,000 per kg. So the main focus would be area expansion, productivity through these high-yielding variety seeds, and also policy support for MSP and procurement. And the area will be expanded in the rice fallow areas through intercropping and other measures. The productivity enhancement is being taken simultaneously with the ICR to come out with more varieties for the different regions. So the 74,000 groundnut mini kits, they were distributed in 7 states, in 7 focus states: Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and also we gave some to UP. And for this, the government gave around 15 crore extra funds, and this will be totally funded by the central government. And as a special case, we even allowed seeds from the state seed corporations to be distributed, which will be totally reimbursed by the central government. For the first time, we have allowed this also to encourage the state seed corporations to also produce better seeds. Because we have noticed that the state seed corporations need to really also get the higher quality seeds and distribute to the farmers. So they also have to come in the seed chain. So the varieties which have the higher yield potential of more than 22 quintal per hectare have been chosen, and they have to be less than 10 years old. These varieties have high yield oil contents and are resistant to major diseases. For example, the groundnut variety GJG22 is suitable for Gujarat. That has been included in the mini kits, and it has an yield potential of 26.26 quintal per hectare and an oil content of 51%. This variety is also resistant to collar rot and experiences less damage by jacids and thrips, to which the crop is susceptible. The cultivation of the high-yielding drought-tolerant varieties have also been included in the seed mini kits, such as JGN 23, Kadiri 9, Grisham, Dharani, GKVK 5, and Kadiri Amravati, which are early maturing varieties, and also Pratap Raj Mungfali. So what we did, we had intense discussions with the state governments right from the month of March, and we got a whole list of the seeds which were available with either the state seed corporations and the central agencies. And we drew up a meticulous plan district-wise and agro-climatic zone-wise, which seed is suitable for which district. And this was communicated to the states. And like I mentioned, the minister himself interacted with the beneficiaries, and the distribution has already started, and it will finish by 30th June. We also looked at many intercropping combinations of groundnut to increase the area for groundnut, and intercropping with crops like sesame, castor, cotton, pigeon pea, sunflower has been taken up. And our country has 20 agroecological regions, which each have unique characteristics which vary in climate, geology, soil type, and these behave differently for different land uses. So all this has been taken into consideration while distributing and allotting the seed mini kits. Apart from the seed mini kits, we have also identified 40 potential high yielding districts which the seeds can be given in 5 states, namely Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal, Karnataka, and Chhattisgarh. And these districts are agroclimatically suitable for crops and are producing more than 1.25 times of the national average yield. So that's how we chose these districts. And even in these high potential districts, the seeds have been given free of cost, either from the state seed corporations, which we will reimburse, or through the central agencies, which we reimburse in any case. So in this year, for the first time, we have given a 3-year advanced seed rolling plan to the agencies and the states, and the seed chain, right from the breeder seed to the foundation seed to the certified seed, has been made and has been allotted to the agencies. And we intend to increase the seed replacement rate from the 22% to 30%. So we hope to achieve that this year. Cluster demonstrations will be taken up in the potential districts, and special reference will be given to water management techniques, application of micronutrients, biofertilizers, plant protection measures, and other good agricultural practices. And the farmers training schedule has been drawn up meticulously. And recently, Secretary Agriculture, Shri Sanjay Agarwalji, held a meeting with more than 300 Atma workers. They are responsible for extension in the districts, and with the KVKs and directors of training, and also the Ataris who head the KVKs. And we interacted directly with the scientists, with the Atma workers, and explained to them the need for good extension programs so that the farmers understand what is given to them, and so that they can also propagate the new seeds to the other farmers and reuse the seeds as better seeds in the subsequent years. So I heard about the greater coordination which is required between the IOEPC and SEA. I urge the IOEPC to have greater coordination with Ministry of Agriculture itself, because ever since I have joined as Joint Secretary, I have had no coordination with IOEPC. So I urge that coordination from the IOEPC to the Ministry of Agriculture. And C obviously does do a lot of coordination with us and does a wonderful job. And I thank you all for inviting me once again. And I wish this conference all success. Thank you.